Okay, welcome back, everyone. This is session 2 here of our construction tour. We're going to try to do these once a month for everybody so we can walk around and see. So right now we're in the hallway here of Pre-K and K. The only thing that's a little different here is in this space there is just going to be some extra gym storage. So I know we kind of cut into the gym storage in different spots in the gym. So this is just some added space for our EYBA and just a community that all use our gym. Okay, so we're standing in one of our pre-K rooms. So this would be Mrs. Froliger's room. Behind me, this doorway wasn't here the last time. This is their own individualized pre-K restroom just for Miss Froliger's classroom. And again, her teaching wall is pretty well established here. And then if you can also see the windows over here, we've actually cut those because those are going to be lowered and going to be a lot bigger windows. So it's going to bring in a lot of light and bright to the area. And lastly, it may not look like a ton's changed since last month, but there's been so much mechanical, electrical, and plumbing that has gone in, which you don't see as much. It's not as visible, but a lot has occurred there. Okay, we are standing in the pre-K secured entry. So over here, this doorway was not cut in before. This is cut in, so our pre-K parents will be able to pull in the circle drive, drop their pre-K students off right here. This is the secured office and secured entryway where Mrs. Eckberg will be. And then over here is the entry to Mrs. Froliger's room. So again, kids pre-K will get to go right into their classrooms. And then behind me is Mrs. Scriver's entrance into her classroom that they will enter there. Okay, we're in Mrs. Scriver's classroom. Behind me is their pre-K only restroom, which is pretty much plumbed, electrical, ready to go. Just ready for fixtures. Down at the end here is actually their shared storage that they will have. For both pre-K, and then the room is still getting finished with electrical and then plumbing and also sprinkler systems and HVAC. All of the HVAC units up here on the top are also new since the last time we were here. Okay, I'm now standing in the kindergarten classroom. Behind me is just the kindergarten alone restroom that is all cut in and ready to go. The other side will actually be blocked up. Over there, and our mason will be on site here at the end of this week. Over here is their storage that will be shared amongst both kindergarten classrooms, and then on the far left, that will be the other kindergarten bathroom alone. Okay, so we're in the kindergarten classroom here. This is Mrs. Deshane's classroom, where a lot of work is going on. You can see above me, again, is just another example of all the new HVAC runs that have been put in, that have been framed now, and that the system is getting ready to go. So, again, a lot of that MEP is what it's called. Mechanical, electrical, and plumbing is the ongoing pieces right now. Okay, so we're not all the way outside for you in the Commons right now since it's raining outside. But in the new addition, which we'll show you here in a little bit, all of the foundation is completed. Just about 95% of the in-ground plumbing is completed, and that is done. So they're starting on the cement pad. They're starting on the rock, and then the concrete. Steel is set to be on site here in November, and then that's really going to go up fast. The steel structure will go up really fast, but then it does take time to go to each post and really secure each one with the detailing that it consists of. Okay, so I wanted to come in here to really show everybody what it really looked like and what it does look like when they're doing some of the in-ground plumbing. So this has pretty much occurred in all of the renovated areas, in area what we call on Plan C and D. All of this has occurred. This was the last place for this to happen because this will be the kitchen for the elementary building. So I just want everybody to take a peek at this and see really kind of how much work goes into the structural part of in-ground plumbing. All right, so I'm standing. What is behind me will be our two concession stand receiving windows. On the other side, then, will be where our kitchen's at, and this is right off the commons, the new common space. So this concession stand behind me is primarily for our workins tournament that we have here, some of the JV wrestling tournaments and things like that we have. But we still wanted to make sure we provided that concessions for the community. Okay, so we're standing in what was Mr. McCullough's old classroom. I know the last time you were in here, you probably saw some holes that were dug. These have all been now completely plumbed, reconcreted in, and this is actually a men and women's restroom. So the CMU wall will go down the middle. There still needs to be a doorway cut over here on this side because then, again, we have separation of restrooms. So this is one that's a little bit hard to explain where we're at, but you can see all the way through behind me is actually Tiny Town through there because they will have their own restroom. So this is kind of an alcove that they'll be able to walk through and use a restroom on this side if they're in Tiny Town. And on the other side then of where we're standing will actually be the teacher's lounge restroom. Okay, so we're standing in what is called our Flex Classroom. There still does need to be a doorway that's cut over here at this point in time yet. But this is actually turning out to be a really neat classroom because this is what we'll use when our numbers get really big in maybe a first grade, for instance. If the sections become too big, we split them into 3 sections instead of having 2 sections, and then we can use this classroom. So we've always kind of had that flexibility with numbers in Erie, and they do fluctuate, and this allows us to expand, and hopefully we will continue to grow with this project. All right, we're standing in our specials hallway. Again, right over here to my left is actually where we were just standing in the Flex Classroom. All the way behind us yet needs to be a doorway, a hallway door that'll be cut in. So again, as people walk through, can either go into our Flex Classroom, can follow me, and go into our teacher's lounge, which will be in here. And again, we were just in the restroom that was in the far end down there. And then lastly, which we'll get to in just a minute when we can get there, will be our STEM classroom. And again, I'm just super excited about this space. I do think it's going to be one of the best spaces in the district. Okay, so we're standing in the STEM classroom. Behind me, this garage door will be a glass garage door. So there'll be a lot of light in here, natural light. You can see behind me it's raining. We have some storm drainage work that we still have to do. And then this will all be concrete behind me to where we can open this garage door. We can practice with sphero balls, with any of our robotics, with any of our drones that we have at the elementary level. That we'll be able to use this space to do that. And then, of course, which I think is going to be a great feature up here, all of these windows will become really storefront-like windows and just let in a tremendous amount of light and space. And again, this is just a large, flexible classroom that will be used for STEM, but we'll probably use it for a lot of different purposes. All right, I'm standing in the music room, so you can see there's quite a bit of supplies in here right now. This is the sprinkler system. The whole building does have to be sprinkled to get it up to code, and they are really close to having most of that done, except for this, what is called Area D in the renovation part. And you can see just the other part of the HVAC, that is still here, that is waiting to be installed as well. And again, that's a lot of the work that has been occurring, again, with that mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. All right, last stop here. We are in the art classroom. So again, another nice and big space for our art teachers to spread out. There'll actually be another doorway that it's cut in here for to get into the other side of the art from the kind of specials hallway that we were just in. Of course, there is going to be a lot of sinks in here because it's art, so we have that all set up, and then plenty of storage, plenty of room. And again, all the windows will be replaced throughout the building, which is something that we're looking forward to. And then lastly, in the back kind of corner, the closet that you can kind of see will be a kiln room, so our elementary can experiment with some ceramics just like our high school students do. Okay, so standing in the gymnasium, originally with the construction, we didn't have a lot that was happening in here, but within the process, we've still had to do some things. So we will have to have the whole gym sprinkled, so that is gone through, up through the ceiling. Also new HVAC, of course, that will be in here, new electrical. So a lot of those things occurred. This summer, we do plan to have the gym floor sanded down and repainted as well. So then it's ready to go for all of our students next school year. Okay, so we hope you enjoyed tour number 2. We hope to get back again here in late November where we can go through a little bit more and hopefully update everyone as we go through the process.